Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now September 3rd of 2021. We have the Book of Boba Fett just around the corner. We're about to get that major official trailer for the series by this October by Disney and Lucasfilm that's really going to give the fandom an in-depth look into Boba Fett's life in between the events of Empire Strikes Back and The Mandalorian Season 1. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. By the way, guys, if you want to go ahead and check me out at Mike01 on Twitter, I do post a couple of fun things on there if you guys want to go ahead and check me out. So, what's really exciting about this is that we're now finally moving on to exactly what the new Star Wars TV series are going to look like without Kathleen Kennedy's involvement on a creative scale. This includes, going forward, the Book of Boba, Mando Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano series, so much more than that. The Kenobi TV series is another example. There's a lot of things at play here between Jon and Dave and exactly what they're trying to do for the future of the Star Wars universe. So what's really all the more exciting is exactly what Dave Filoni was able to unveil about the Ahsoka Tano series and exactly what he is doing with that show and how it's going to connect to a lot of the fan favorite characters. We're going to be getting into that a lot of what Dave Filoni is currently crafting right now. Basically what he's trying to do is that he's trying to reel the fans back in, the ones that were lost from the mistakes done by Lucasfilm with the sequel trilogy movies. So, with that being said, what's really exciting about all of this, alright, this is something that I think a lot of fans absolutely need to be aware of, is that Dave Filoni is making sure that these new series are going to be very much in touch and in line with the vision by George Lucas and exactly what that feeling of Star Wars really is by George Lucas. So, with that being said, alright, on top of this, with Jon Favreau getting prepared to film The Mandalorian Season 3 and promote the Book of Boba Fett for the Star Wars universe, it's described that currently, however, Dave Filoni was able to reveal some major aspects of the Star Wars universe moving ahead and what the fans can expect from the franchise and its new TV shows. When Dave Filoni was eventually questioned about the Ahsoka Tano series, which he is currently developing right now, he was questioned about the story of Ahsoka in the show, where he was able to drop some hints about the plot of the series. Dave Filoni went on to unveil that one crucial part of the show is going to have to do with Ahsoka's journey to finding an old friend of hers, and that there will be a storyline that is set to touch on Ahsoka conversing with the Jedi of the past. Now, when Dave was further questioned on exactly what that meant, Dave Filoni went on to make it clear that I always loved the ending of Return of the Jedi. It always created this good feeling within me as a fan, and I always wanted to explore that emotion with other characters such as Ahsoka. So, my answer is yes, there will be some involvement with Force Ghosts for the Ahsoka Tano series that I believe will be just as touching as the scene from Return of the Jedi that George Lucas and others made so special to the fandom, and that I believe is very important to explore. Dave Filoni continued to reveal that this will have to do with multiple characters that fans already know of, and that we are going to be borrowing many elements from Star Wars Legends to mark this as a Force-heavy TV show. So yes, the Force will be strong with this one, so to speak, and that I think it will be a fan-favorite series and show in this new beginning for the Star Wars world that so many take very seriously. So Dave Filoni continued to also say that, Dave Filoni also made it known that we are also going to be exploring hidden secrets about the Jedi and the Sith that will bring a new view to the prequel trilogy by George. Additionally, separate from all of this and what Dave said, this connects to what is currently being planned for the show. A major scene is set to be filmed by April of 2022 between Rosario Dawson and actor Hayden Christensen, plus others such as Ewan Mcgregor and Liam Neeson in the talks for his involvement in the series. Filoni essentially confirming that Force Ghosts will have an important presence in the series for Ahsoka's development, as a character will be a great plot piece that will grow the character in multiple scenes for the series. Now, Dave is also said to have had conversations with Liam Neeson on his involvement in the Ahsoka series, since he worked with him on the Clone Wars and wanted to bring him back for a great sequence in the series that will take fans by surprise. So, I don't know if you guys have been out of the loop, but the Clone Wars is going to have a major comeback in its own way. So the Kenobi TV series, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you guys don't want to hear anything about the Kenobi TV show, you might want to pause this for 5 seconds, or just mute it. There is going to be sequences in there that's going to feature live action scenes of the Clone Wars in forms of flashbacks. So moving on beyond all of this, the thing that also takes a lot of fans by surprise, alright, this is something that I think a lot of fans absolutely need to know, is that Dave Filoni is going to be borrowing a lot of aspects from Star Wars Legends that have to do with Anakin Skywalker. We talked about this before in the past, that there is going to be a major element of Anakin Skywalker's presence in the Ahsoka Tano series. We're not quite sure exactly what that means yet, but I wouldn't be surprised that they are going to have something to do with a dynamic between Anakin and his daughter, Leia. We've heard multiple times that Leia is going to have some form of a role in the Ahsoka Tano series, at least for the segments that take place after Return of the Jedi. What they are trying to do with Rangers of the New Republic, the reformed version of the show at least, and the Ahsoka Tano series on the side, is that they are trying to incorporate the Skywalkers in some way, shape, or form, as much as possible. Dave Filoni knows this, that the Skywalkers at heart are the Star Wars universe, overall in general. It's about the Skywalkers, right? Now, the Book of Boba Fett obviously is going to be a very important show. A lot of people are beginning to call it Bob. You know, I don't know why, but they're calling it Bob. You know, Book of Boba. But we're looking at everything related to the Book of Boba Fett as well, because that show's also going to dive into the Skywalkers as well. Luke Skywalker is indeed going to have a handful of scenes in the Book of Boba Fett. That to me is very exciting, because given that the show takes place in between Empire and Mando, alright, that's very possible that we're going to deal with the Luke Skywalker that we have seen in the comics that take place after Empire Strikes Back, but before Return of the Jedi. So get prepared for that. Now, like I say, I think that Dave Filoni is on his game right now. He knows what the fans want. He knows what Jon Favreau is doing. Jon Favreau wants to make it clear that the fans really want to see everything possible when it comes to what can be done so right with the Star Wars universe. Guys, I know that there's a lot of negative out there, and a lot of bad things have happened to Star Wars over the years, but there's also a lot of positive to focus on. Just think, alright, we got the Kenobi TV series, we got Hayden and Ewan back, of all people. Who would have really expected that dynamic to return? That is coming back. We've got the Ahsoka Tano series that's going to introduce the worlds between worlds and Force Ghosts, and Anakin Skywalker coming back into the equation. I mean, what's more to like, right? So I think that if we just focus a little bit on that, it could very well steer things in the right direction, you know, if these shows get great feedback. So, obviously, I've said this numerous times, I am not in any way, shape, or form looking forward to the Acolyte series by Kathleen Kennedy. Again, I'm going to wait to see footage to really make that decision 100% on if I'm not going to like that. But so far, it's not looking good based on what we have learned. So, like I say, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.